the Veil of Midnight. In the deepest crevices of a forgotten town, where the clock's hands refused to move and the wind whispered secrets in a language lost to time, an uncanny carnival emerged under a blood-red sky. It was a place where reality thinned into a dreamscape, and the night itself seemed to come alive with twisted laughter and unspeakable wonder. Chapter 1: The Arrival. Evelyn had always been drawn to the eerie allure of places that defied explanation. On a moonless night, with stars shrouded by a tattered veil of fog, she found herself at the edge of town, guided by a force as old as the earth. A derelict sign, half consumed by ivy and time, pointed her toward a rusted gate with the words "Carnival of Shadows" scrawled in what looked like silver dust. Her heart pounded with a mix of trepidation and exhilaration as she stepped through the archway, leaving behind a world of order for one of delightful chaos. The carnival was not like any she had seen before. Clowns with impossibly elongated smiles and haunting eyes danced in slow, hypnotic circles, while contorted figures in antique attire whispered to the winds. The atmosphere was surreal, a liminal space where the past and future melded, and every step deeper into the carnival felt like a descent into another dimension. Evelyn felt simultaneously fragile and invincible, as though the carnival was an elaborate tapestry woven from her own dreams and nightmares. Chapter 2: Echoes in the Mirror Maze. At the center of the carnival stood a labyrinthine mirror maze. Its walls shimmered with an iridescence that defied explanation, reflecting not just faces but fragments of forgotten memories. As Evelyn stepped inside, the air grew heavy with anticipation, and her reflection began to twist and writhe. In one moment, she saw herself as a young girl with eyes full of hope. In the next, as a spectral figure draped in tattered garments echoing silent laments of a bygone era. The corridors of mirrors seemed to stretch into infinity, each reflection offering riddles and portents. Whispers emerged from the glass, voices of those trapped between the folds of time. They spoke of a secret chamber where the carnival's true essence resided. A hidden room where the boundaries between life and death blurred. Evelyn's heart thundered as she followed the murmuring echoes, her footsteps a staccato beat in the surreal symphony of the night. Chapter 3: The Marionette's Lament. Beyond the maze lay an open courtyard bathed in an otherworldly glow. In its center, suspended from a towering oak, hung an array of marionettes, lifeless, yet eerily animated. Their strings, as fine as spider silk, caught the faint light and cast dancing shadows on the cobblestones. One marionette, dressed in a faded harlequin costume, seemed to sway to an unseen rhythm. Its eyes, painted with an unnerving realism, locked onto Evelyn with an intensity that chilled her soul. As if in response, the marionette began to speak in a voice both mechanical and mournful. It recounted a tale of sorrow and longing, a story of a lonely puppeteer whose dreams were so potent that they transcended mortality, leaving behind echoes in every shadow. The marionette's lament resonated deep within Evelyn, stirring emotions she had long buried. The puppet's sorrow was not its own, but an echo of something ancient, a collective grief woven into the fabric of the carnival itself. Chapter 4: The Riddle of the Starlit Clock Tower. Drawn inexorably forward, Evelyn found herself before a towering clock tower that defied logic. Its gears spun in reverse, and the hands of the clock moved counter to the flow of time. The tower was adorned with cryptic symbols that glowed with a soft, pulsating light. Inscribed upon its face were phrases in a language that seemed to be a blend of forgotten dialects and pure emotion, an enigma meant to be felt rather than read. Inside the tower, the corridors were lined with clocks of every conceivable design, each ticking in a discordant harmony that mirrored the chaos of existence. Here, time was fluid, a mere suggestion rather than a strict measure. Evelyn encountered a figure cloaked in darkness, a keeper of the tower, who spoke in riddles about destiny, chance, and the eternal dance of life and death. Every second is a door, the keeper intoned, and every door leads to the truth hidden beneath the layers of your soul. Chapter 5: The Garden of Whispers. Beyond the tower's confines, the carnival opened into a vast, overgrown garden. Here, nature had reclaimed what civilization had long abandoned. Ivy choked ancient statues, and the air was filled with the perfume of night-blooming flowers that pulsed with an uncanny bioluminescence. The garden was alive with the rustling of unseen creatures and the soft murmur of 1,000 voices. Every petal, every leaf seemed to carry a fragment of forgotten lore. In the heart of this verdant labyrinth, Evelyn encountered a mirror-like pond. Its surface was smooth as glass, reflecting a sky that shimmered with impossibilities. As she gazed into its depths, the pond revealed visions of alternate realities, worlds where the boundaries between dreams and waking life had long since dissolved. A spectral figure emerged from the water, a guardian of the garden, who whispered that every visitor to the carnival was here to confront their deepest truths and darkest fears. "You are the architect of your own destiny," the guardian murmured, "and within you lies the power to transform despair into hope." Chapter 6: The Festival of Shadows. The carnival reached its crescendo as night deepened, and the surreal world seemed to pulse with an almost palpable energy. Revelers gathered for a grand procession known as the Festival of Shadows. Dancers in elaborate costumes, crafted from layers of reflective materials and ancient fabric, moved in perfect synchrony, their movements an expression of joy, sorrow, and the bittersweet nature of time itself. Their steps resonated like a heartbeat, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is a rhythm to life. Evelyn found herself swept up in the festival, her every sense heightened to a near sublime intensity. Music that defied categorization filled the air, a symphony composed of nature's own sounds and human ingenuity. Amid the swirling colors and haunting melodies, the carnival revealed its most guarded secret, a gateway to an alternate realm where the soul's true essence was laid bare. Here, the carnival was not merely a spectacle, but a living testament to the infinite possibilities of existence. Chapter 7: The Ephemeral Epiphany. As dawn's first light threatened to break the spell of the night, Evelyn reached a clearing where the carnival's magic was most potent. In a circle of ancient stones, she encountered figures from every era, ghostly presences, spectral apparitions, and even her own reflection from moments past. They gathered in silent communion, sharing a collective epiphany that transcended words. It was as if the carnival had drawn them together to witness the truth that life was not a linear journey, but a spiral of endless beginnings and poignant endings. In that fleeting moment, Evelyn understood that the carnival was a mirror of the human soul, a place where the conscious and subconscious met, where fear and beauty intertwined in a dance as old as time. The carnival whispered that every haunting experience, every surreal encounter, was a necessary fragment of the grand mosaic of existence. And as the first rays of sunlight began to dissolve the night's illusions, Evelyn felt a profound sense of liberation. Epilogue: The Everlasting Night. Long after the carnival faded into the mists of memory, its influence lingered in the quiet corners of the world. Evelyn carried the carnival's secrets within her, a spark of surreal wonder that transformed every ordinary moment into a brushstroke of magic. The night, it seemed, was never truly over. It merely awaited the next soul brave enough to embrace its mysteries. In a world that often seems mundane and confined by the rigid structures of logic, the Carnival of Shadows remained a reminder that the extraordinary lurks just beyond the veil of everyday life. Its surreal imagery and advanced, otherworldly narratives were etched into the hearts of those who dared to listen, whispering a timeless truth. Sometimes, to truly live, one must be willing to wander into the unknown. And so, as you listen to this tale on a quiet night, let the carnival's echoes stir something deep within you, a call to explore the uncharted realms of your own spirit, where every shadow holds a story, and every whisper is a promise of the miraculous.